A Downey car wash owner is speaking out after ICE agents raided her business.
Surveillance video shows as agents arrived and chased an employee.
Eyewitness News reporter Leo Starworth live in Downey with the details. Leo.
Yeah, the owner of this car wash over my shoulder here, she's frustrated, she's stressed out. She says ICE agents have been here more than once, rounding up several of her people. She feels like they're targeting her business, so much so that she decided to just shut it down. Here's more. Surveillance cameras at Galaxy Auto Detail Car Wash in Downey capturing an unfolding ICE raid yesterday. A car wash employee is looking out when he notices a suspicious SUV pull up. The worker walks away as two ICE agents get out of the vehicle and head towards the car wash. Seconds later, the employee sprints past the camera as agents chase him. The agents eventually catching the worker, another car wash employee taken into custody as well. The owner of the car wash forced to shut her business down after several ICE raids.
This is going to be a common occurrence among ICE agent and illegal immigrant. And we're seeing this throughout the nation, throughout major cities in the United States. This is the same thing that's happening where ICE agent is raiding inside people's business, inside warehouses, inside production site, inside even construction site, because a lot of illegal also work in construction site, and most of illegals are trying to run away, and an ICE agent is tracking them down. So this is going to be more of a cat and a mouse game, and I think you got to be in very good shape to be an ICE agent, because you got to be able to keep up with some of these illegal immigrants that are trying to run, and you got to be able to catch them, because there's a difference between chasing after someone and not being able to catch them, and also chasing after someone and being able to catch them. As much as I respect law enforcement, some of our law enforcement are basically out of shape. Some of them can chase after most criminals in the United States because they're either chronically obese, overly obese, because there's a stigma that's, that goes out saying that a lot of police officer and law enforcement, they eat a lot of donut. There's cartoon about it. And a lot of criminals also consider cops to be pigs. And I don't mean no disrespect to them, but I see why. Because we live in a country where we have one of the highest rate of obesity in the world. And I think to work as an ICE agent, you got to be able to keep a certain physique. You got to be able to be in certain shape to be able to keep up with some of the immigrants that are running, because a lot of them came from a harsh environment. Some of them have to cross through jungles. Some of them have to, cross some unbearable environment, unbearable places to be able to get to the United States. So their senses is already up. They know how to sense danger because they went through the jungle where they dealt with a lot of harmful animals, jaguars, snakes, and they probably have to cross to Mexico where they have to even deal with things such as cartel, gunshot, gun war, and in war-stricken countries. So their senses to detect danger is already up. So they're going to be alert, especially considering that the federal government already announced that they're going to be raiding businesses. So that's why you see a lot of them are basically afraid. They don't want to go to, the places that they actually gather or where they work, and etc. So this is going to be a common occurrence throughout the nation where we see ICE agent is chasing after illegal immigrants.
I am frustrated because these guys that they picked up are good gentlemen. They don't have so much as a ticket, and their families are suffering.
The car wash owner shielding her identity, claiming ICE agents threatened her.
Me amenazaron ayer. They came and threatened me and said if I keep talking about ICE, that they're going to detain me.
The business owner saying her heart is broken.
La verdad, tengo miedo. Can't sleep. I'm frustrated. I keep looking at their faces when they were taking them away, and the guys telling me, asking me to help them. This is not right, man. She's a hardworking woman and trying to make a living, chasing the American dream and our own own federal government has just destroyed that for her.
After a decade of being in business, the car wash owner fears this might be the end.
Estoy perdiendo mucho dinero y
I can't find people to work because everyone, even if they have a valid work permit, are afraid. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to survive. I'm going to ask the council to perhaps allocate some funds to help those businesses that have been impacted by these federal operations. Trucha. Look out for each other. This is a time where we gotta go into protection mode. We're good at protecting. We're gonna survive. We're gonna come out strong.
And the mayor of this city is encouraging residents, which is about 75% Hispanic, to move about with caution. Live in Downey, Leo Starworth, ABC 7.
It's sad and heartbreaking to hear and even to see someone lose their job and even close their business because of situation like this where ICE has raided their business and now they cannot function because some of their employees are illegal immigrants. And I'm pretty sure she put a lot of work to make sure her business is functioning and her business is profitable because she put a lot of sweat, a lot of money, and a lot of time into it. And she put some people in position to be able to provide for their family. Now she'll have to close her business because she cannot function without illegal immigrant working in her company. As a business owner, why did she not consider this as a possibility that it could happen? Because this is not the first time that she had a run-in with ICE agent. She should have probably hired at least half of her employee to be legal worker and the other half to be illegal worker, just in case a situation like this were to happen where she still have her company running and is still functioning. Because and plus, if she's keeping up with the news in the world and the news in the United States, she should have known that President Donald Trump is coming into power in January. And one of his main policy is he will be a little bit more strict on illegal immigrant. And she should have probably do her due diligence to make sure that this will not have an impact on her business, knowing that most of her workers were illegal immigrant. So I think that's probably negligence on her side. Now she's basically have to shut down her business. And this is a common thing that's happening throughout the nation for a lot of business owner. And a lot of business owner help illegal immigrant get jobs because one, some of them are basically sympathetic towards them, which is a noble thing. You know, you're trying to help a human being out because here in the United States, you got to make a living. You got to make money to have a decent living in the United States. And if you're illegal, it is even much harder. So you got to find ways. You got to build network. You got to build connection with people and trusted individual that can basically help you and even pay you under the table to be able to at least live comfortably in the United States. And the second thing is also a lot of business owners pursue illegal immigrant because they can use them for cheap labor. They can pay them a certain amount that, you know, they probably will not be able to pay a legal worker in the United States. And some of them be taking advantage of them and some of them be manipulating them because they know very well that most of these illegal immigrants will not file a case against them because they did not get paid a fair amount of money that they should have got paid. And this is a common thing where some of the illegal immigrant might be frustrated because they feel like they were taken advantage of by the business owner, and they can take harsh measure, like even trying to eliminate or even kill a business owner because they feel like they got over on them. And this is a common case throughout the nation. This happened throughout many places in the nation. And it's an unfortunate situation for a lot of illegal immigrants to be in because you just got to be able to trust people. You got to be well connected in your community and the people among you to be able to help you in a situation like that where you have a job and they're basically protecting you, making sure that you at least have some sort of money in your pocket and they're not trying to take advantage of you like so many business owners out there that try to do with illegal immigrant. And this is not just happening in car wash, but it's happening in so many sectors. And recently, President Donald Trump has authorized ICE to be able to go into democratically run cities such as Los Angeles, Portland, Chicago, San Francisco, to go into those cities and make sure that they collect and they capture as much illegal immigrant in those areas where they're basically gathered, where they work, where they stay as a sanctuary and things like that. And I'm pretty sure these ICE agents, they have a quota that they have to meet to be able to capture a certain amount of illegal immigrant throughout the country. Just the same way that we see law enforcement in some cities, in some state in the United States, they have a quota to basically give people ticket that is required by the superior. And I think that's the same thing that is going on with a lot of ICE agents, where they have a quota of the amount of illegal immigrant that they need to capture every time they go out on a mission for ICE raid. So this is a common thing that's happening, and this will also have an impact in so many sectors. It will definitely have an impact on hotel. It would definitely have an impact on farming, because a lot of farm workers, a lot of people that work in farming are illegal immigrants. An average American will not want to work in a farm. That's just a reality. Because the average American that has legal document to work in America will not want to work in a farm, because it is physically demanding to work in a farm. Most Americans will prefer to work in an office. Most of them will prefer to work in a warehouse. Most of them will prefer to work in production. And most of them will prefer to become content creator, become YouTubers, and many other things, or even start their own business. But working in a farm, most of them will not want to do that. So a lot of farmers be relying on illegal immigrants to be able to pick up some of the fruits that we see in grocery store. They rely on illegal immigrants to pick up some of the vegetables that we see in grocery stores. And this will definitely have an impact on them. And it's an unfortunate situation for so many illegal immigrants. My thing is this: if you run from ICE and you get away, I'm cheering you on. Especially if you don't do no crime in the United States. Especially if you're not convicted of no crime in the United States. I would cheer you on. You know, if you can get away, good for you, get away. But if you get caught, that's on you. Because you just got to be smart. You got to be vigilant. And I understand that it's a hard time for a lot of illegal immigrants. And they just have to be vigilant. They just got to be able to be around family members that are trustworthy, that will not turn them in to ICE, because you have situation where someone is envious the other person, and they can call the ICE agent to come and pick up an illegal immigrant because they either got in an argument or domestic dispute. There's a lot of cases like that, and a lot of people will be affected, where you see family will be separated. Because I just recently saw a video of a young lady who was crying on TV because ICE just came and picked up her father, who lived in the United States for the past 20 plus years. And she's about to graduate from high school in like a couple hours. And she's crying because she wants to see her dad come to her graduation. And this is the reality for so many people throughout the United States. And it's an unfortunate situation. And I know the ICE agent, they have given authorization by the federal government, by the president of the United States, to basically use their authority to go throughout the country and try to raid inside people's businesses, inside many cities throughout the United States, and where mostly illegal immigrants be gathering. Let me know what you guys think in the comment. Until next time.